Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. I'm here with another chilling story for you. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot for my growth. Sit back and enjoy the story. The night was cold and moonless when Emma, Jake, and Mia found themselves standing in front of the foreboding, abandoned hospital. It loomed before them, a relic of a bygone era, its windows shattered, its walls crumbling, and its history shrouded in dark rumors. It had been forsaken by the world for years, left to the mercy of time and decay. Emma, the intrepid leader of the trio, held her flashlight tightly. Its feeble beam pierced the darkness and revealed the rusted lock on the hospital's front door. With a creak and a groan, the door reluctantly gave way, opening to a world of shadows and secrets. As they stepped inside, the stale air seemed to suffocate them, heavy with the ghosts of long-forgotten patients. The walls were adorned with fading wallpaper, and eerie silence filled the hallways. Only the faint, haunting whispers of the wind could be heard. Jake's voice trembled as he asked, "Emma, are you sure about this? This place gives me the creeps." Emma's determination was unwavering as she replied, "We're here to uncover the truth, Jake, to see if the rumors are real or mere superstition." With cautious steps, they explored the labyrinthine corridors and rooms of the hospital. Their flashlights revealed forgotten medical equipment, discarded patient files, and shattered remnants of a once bustling facility. The unsettling atmosphere only intensified as they ventured deeper into the heart of the abandoned building. Mia froze in her tracks when her flashlight revealed a door at the end of a dimly lit corridor. The door slowly creaked open on its own, revealing a pitch-black room. In the darkness, something glinted, a pair of malevolent, glowing eyes. The trio let out a collective gasp before slamming the door shut. Emma took charge, her voice wavering only slightly. "We should leave. But which way is out?" As they retraced their steps, they discovered that the corridors had shifted, forming a labyrinth that defied escape. The hospital had entrapped them, and panic began to set in. Days turned into weeks as they wandered through the shadowy maze, piecing together the hospital's grim history. It was here that unspeakable experiments had been conducted on innocent patients, their shattered souls left to wander the desolate halls. The hospital itself had become a malevolent entity, feeding on the suffering of the living. Their cries for help finally reached the outside world, and a rescue team arrived to find 3 pale, haunted souls trapped within the hospital's clutches. The abandoned hospital was eventually demolished, but its dark secrets could not be erased. Even after its destruction, the nightmares endured, echoing in the minds of those who had dared to enter. Years passed, and the land where the hospital had stood remained empty. Yet, the lingering presence of the past could not be denied. On dark, moonless nights, distant screams would pierce the stillness, a chilling reminder that the hospital's malevolent legacy would never truly fade away. The abandoned hospital had long been the town's chilling nightmare. It stood there, shrouded in decay, its crumbling walls and rusted doors a haunting reminder of its past. Why it had been forsaken remained a mystery, but tales of those who entered never returning had given birth to countless legends and rumors. On that fateful night, 5 friends, Sarah, Mark, Emily, Chris, and Jessica, gathered before the imposing wooden doors of the forsaken hospital. Fear and curiosity intertwined, quickening their hearts. Sarah, clutching a flashlight, cast its feeble beam upon the hospital's rusted hinges. The door groaned and creaked open, revealing an eerie world of shadows and untold secrets. As they stepped inside, the air turned stifling, burdened with the ghosts of patients long gone. The walls were peeling, the windows shattered, and the once vibrant halls now resembled a forsaken tomb, echoing with whispers of the past. Emily's voice trembled as she asked, "What are we doing here, Sarah?" Sarah's resolve remained unwavering as she answered, "I want to see if the stories about this hospital are true, Emily. Perhaps it's just a myth." With cautious steps, they ventured further into the labyrinthine corridors and rooms. Their flashlights revealed forgotten medical equipment, discarded patient records, and shattered remnants of a once thriving institution. The unsettling atmosphere intensified with each step deeper into the heart of the abandoned building. Mia froze when her flashlight revealed a door at the end of a dimly lit hallway. The door creaked open on its own, revealing a room shrouded in pitch-black darkness. In the shadows, something gleamed, a pair of malevolent, glowing eyes. The group gasped in unison before slamming the door shut. Sarah took charge, her voice betraying only a hint of unease. "We should leave, but which way is out?" As they retraced their steps, they realized something was dreadfully wrong. The corridors seemed to shift on their own, forming an ever-changing maze. Closed paths and winding labyrinths made escape nearly impossible. The hospital had ensnared them, and panic began to set in. Days turned into weeks as they wandered through the shadowy labyrinth, slowly uncovering the hospital's grim history. It was here that unspeakable experiments had been conducted on innocent patients, their shattered souls left to roam the desolate halls. The hospital itself had become a malevolent entity, feeding on the suffering of the living. Their cries for help eventually reached the outside world, and a rescue team arrived to find 5 pale, haunted souls trapped within the hospital's clutches. The abandoned hospital was eventually demolished, but its dark secrets could not be erased. Even after its destruction, the nightmares endured, echoing in the minds of those who had dared to enter. Years passed, and the land where the hospital had stood remained barren. Yet, the lingering presence of the past could not be denied. On dark, moonless nights, distant screams would pierce the stillness, a chilling reminder that the hospital's malevolent legacy would never truly fade away. St. Agnes Hospital had once been a beacon of hope in the small town of Willowbrook, but over the years, it had fallen into a state of disrepair, its halls echoing with the unsettling silence of abandonment. The reasons behind its closure were obscured by time, but the rumors that swirled around the decaying building told of horrors that could not be forgotten. One chilly autumn evening, a group of intrepid explorers, Alex, Emma, Liam, Sophie, and James, stood before the imposing doors of St. Agnes Hospital. Their curiosity and sense of adventure had led them here, but an undeniable sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. Emma, clutching a flashlight, turned her gaze to the rusty lock on the hospital's entrance. With a hesitant creak, the door swung open, and they entered a world of shadows and mysteries. As they ventured deeper into the hospital, the air grew colder, and the echoes of their footsteps filled the hallways. The once white walls were now stained and peeling, and the windows were shattered, allowing the moonlight to cast eerie, dancing shadows. Sophie's voice trembled as she asked, "Why are we here, Alex?" Alex's determination was unwavering as she replied, "We're here to uncover the truth, Sophie. To see if the legends are real or mere tales." Their flashlights illuminated forgotten hospital equipment, decaying patient records, and the remnants of a time when the hospital had thrived. The unsettling atmosphere intensified as they delved further into the heart of the abandoned building. Liam halted when his flashlight revealed a door at the end of a dimly lit corridor. The door slowly creaked open, revealing a room shrouded in impenetrable darkness. Within that darkness, something gleamed. A pair of malevolent, glowing eyes. The group gasped before hastily slamming the door shut. Alex took charge, her voice wavering only slightly. "We should leave, but how do we find our way out?" As they attempted to retrace their steps, they realized that something was terribly wrong. The corridors had shifted, transforming the hospital into a nightmarish labyrinth. Escape routes were sealed off, and the hospital seemed intent on keeping them trapped within its gloomy depths. Months passed since their harrowing escape from St. Agnes Hospital, but the memories of their nightmarish ordeal refused to fade. Alex, Emma, Liam, Sophie, and James were forever changed by their experience within the abandoned hospital's malevolent grasp. The sense of foreboding that had hung over the hospital continued to linger in their lives. In the wake of their escape, the group had become obsessed with uncovering the truth behind St. Agnes Hospital's dark history. They delved into old newspaper archives, medical records, and local legends. Slowly, a chilling narrative began to take shape. A tale of a once prominent surgeon named Dr. Nathaniel Blackwood, who had conducted gruesome experiments on unwilling patients in the hospital's basement. It was said that Dr. Blackwood had made a pact with dark forces to prolong his life, and in return, the hospital had become a cursed vessel, trapping the souls of the innocent. Determined to bring closure to their haunting experience, the group decided to return to the site of the demolished hospital, armed with a plan to uncover any remnants of Dr. Blackwood's dark experiments. They knew it was a perilous journey, but the need to understand the depths of the hospital's malevolence compelled them. On a moonless night, they returned to the desolate land where St. Agnes Hospital had once stood. Armed with flashlights and a sense of grim determination, they ventured into the eerie ruins that remained. The air was heavy with an oppressive silence, and the shattered remnants of the hospital seemed to bear witness to the horrors that had transpired within its walls. As they explored the rubble, they discovered a hidden entrance that led to a long-forgotten basement. The stairs creaked beneath their weight as they descended into the darkness below. The basement was a nightmarish labyrinth of forgotten rooms and hallways, and it didn't take long for them to realize they were not alone. Whispers echoed through the cold, damp air, and the temperature dropped dramatically. Their flashlights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the decaying walls. And then, they saw it, a spectral figure, a patient from a bygone era, her hollow eyes filled with sorrow and pain. She reached out to them, her translucent hand brushing against Sophie's shoulder. Terror coursed through the group as they fled from the basement, racing up the stairs and out of the ruins. The malevolent presence of St. Agnes Hospital had not been extinguished. It had merely been waiting for their return. To this day, the group carries the scars of their encounters with the hospital's dark past. They know they will never find closure, for the haunting presence of St. Agnes Hospital continues to cast its long shadow over their lives. And on moonless nights, the distant screams still pierce the stillness, a chilling reminder that the hospital's malevolent essence will never truly fade away. The encounter in the basement had left the group traumatized, but it had also ignited an unquenchable thirst for answers. The spectral figure they had encountered was just one piece of the puzzle, a glimpse into the malevolent forces that still lingered within the remnants of St. Agnes Hospital. Determined to unravel the hospital's secrets and confront the darkness that had plagued their lives, Alex, Emma, Liam, Sophie, and James embarked on a relentless quest for the truth. They reached out to experts in the paranormal and delved deeper into historical records, unearthing forgotten documents and diaries that shed light on the hospital's grim past. The group discovered the existence of a secret chamber deep within the basement, a chamber where Dr. Nathaniel Blackwood had conducted his most heinous experiments. It was said to be a place of unspeakable horrors, where the boundary between the living and the dead had blurred. Dr. Blackwood's obsession with immortality had led him down a path of darkness, and the hospital had become a gateway to a realm of malevolent entities. One fateful night, armed with knowledge and an arsenal of paranormal investigation equipment, the group returned to the ruins of St. Agnes Hospital. They made their way to the basement, guided by the cryptic writings they had uncovered. The air grew thick with tension as they entered the forsaken chamber, their flashlights revealing arcane symbols etched into the walls. In the eerie stillness, they conducted a seance, attempting to communicate with the restless spirits that still dwelled within the hospital's cursed walls. The room grew colder, and the flickering candles cast dancing shadows on the symbols. Suddenly, a voice, cold and otherworldly, echoed through the chamber, revealing the horrifying truth about Dr. Blackwood's experiments. The malevolent entities that had been summoned in the name of immortality were now bound to the hospital, forever tormented by their existence. The group's presence had awakened these entities, and they hungered for revenge. The room shook, and a sinister force began to manifest, causing objects to levitate, and the walls to bleed with an otherworldly darkness. Realizing the grave danger they were in, the group hastily concluded the seance and fled from the basement. But the malevolent entities were not so easily appeased. They pursued the group, manifesting in increasingly terrifying forms, and the line between the living and the dead blurred further with each passing moment. As they reached the exit of the ruined hospital, the group made a desperate attempt to seal the malevolent entities within. They recited an incantation they had discovered in their research, hoping it would hold the dark forces at bay. The ground shook, and a deafening roar echoed through the night. The ruins of St. Agnes Hospital collapsed in on themselves, burying the malevolent entities deep beneath the earth. The group watched in horror as the hospital was swallowed by the ground, sealing the darkness within for eternity. Exhausted and traumatized, they left the site, vowing never to speak of their experiences again. But the scars of that night would forever mark them, a reminder of the malevolent forces that lurked in the shadows. And on moonless nights they would still hear the distant screams, a chilling testament to the horrors they had faced. Blackwood Memorial Hospital, nestled on the outskirts of a sleepy town, had once been a place of healing and hope. But as the years passed, it fell into disrepair, a looming shadow of its former self. Whispered tales of the hospital's dark past had turned it into a place of dread, a looming specter in the community. On a moonless night, 4 adventurous friends, Olivia, Ethan, Ava, and Daniel, stood before the imposing entrance of Blackwood Memorial Hospital. Their flashlights flickered in the oppressive darkness as they contemplated the rusted gates. Fear mingled with curiosity as they prepared to step into a world of forgotten secrets. As they ventured further into the hospital, the air grew heavy and frigid. The walls, once pristine, were now marred by decay and neglect. Broken windows allowed the wind to howl through the corridors, and the scent of dampness clung to the air. Ethan's voice quivered as he asked, "Why are we here, Olivia?" Olivia's resolve remained unshaken as she replied, "We're here to uncover the truth, Ethan. To prove that the stories are just legends." Their flashlights revealed discarded medical equipment, faded patient records, and eerie remnants of lives once saved within these walls. The unsettling atmosphere deepened with every step they took. Ava gasped when her flashlight illuminated a door at the end of a dimly lit hallway. The door slowly creaked open, revealing a room submerged in pitch-black darkness. In the shadows, something glimmered, a pair of malevolent, glowing eyes. The group recoiled in terror before slamming the door shut. Olivia took charge, her voice trembling only slightly. "We should leave, but how do we find our way out?" As they attempted to retrace their steps, they realized something was terribly amiss. The corridors shifted, turning the hospital into a nightmarish labyrinth. Escape routes were blocked, and it became evident that the hospital itself was guiding their fate. Days turned into weeks as they wandered through the ever-changing maze, uncovering the hospital's grim history. It was here that Dr. Evelyn Blackwood, a brilliant but twisted surgeon, had conducted horrifying experiments on unsuspecting patients. Their tortured souls were said to linger within these walls, bound to the hospital by a dark and malevolent force. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching my video until the end. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. See you in another video. See ya.